All right, this is a second part series of countries with the countries with the most visa-free travel that actually have the not just the best passports as far as visa-free travel, but also have the best tax laws. Okay. Now, the first part series that I did, if you remember, we went and took the approximately the top 7 positions of countries. Some of these countries actually tied in their respective places. So there was a total of around 28 countries that we had in the top 7 spaces. Of those 28 countries, there were only 2 countries that really had good tax laws. These were the countries, again, that had the most visa-free travel, but had the best tax laws. And of all the countries that we went through that had the best tax laws with the best visa-free travel, that allowed dual citizenship. Remember, Singapore was on that list, but it doesn't allow dual citizenship. But the 2 best ones that allowed dual citizenship, had great visa-free travel, that had real good tax laws, was Malta and Ireland. Now, remember, Malta does have a minimum tax that you have to pay per year, and that is, and we're assuming you're a non-dom. You're not going there as being domiciled there. It's totally different if you're domiciled there. Okay. In other words, you're going there, you're not from that country. Okay. You're going as a non-dom, and they tax you based on remittance basis. But again, the Malta passport would only give you a limitation. You're still going to have to pay $5,000 a year at euro, not that much, but if you want to get to 0, you're not going to do it with there. Ireland has 2 more visa-free countries that you can go to, visa-free or visa-free on arrival, than Malta does. So, and you can literally get your taxes to 0 on that. But again, their regular tax system in Ireland is very high. You don't go there as a non-dom, man, you can get killed on taxes. Their bracket's in the 40-something percentile, okay? But non-doms only pay taxes on what's remitted, and you can actually remit money in before you actually set up residency. There are a couple of banks you can do that in. Most banks will not let you set up an account until you get residency there, but there are a couple of banks that will let you do that. Okay, now let me go through the new ones here. The new ones, what you'll find out is we get less and less visa-free travel. Still real good visa-free travel, but it starts dropping. Your tax laws actually get better. More countries actually qualify for either pure tax haven status or have territorial tax systems or non-dom programs, okay? And again, that's what I've told you, you should be sticking to. Either go with countries that have passports that either have non-doms, okay, non-dom tax systems, or have a territorial tax systems, or as a pure tax haven, okay? Don't go outside that, okay? It's that simple. The countries like the Chiles, the Bolivias, the Brazils, the Argentinas, forget those, man. If you got a lot of money, just cross them off your list, okay? I see so many people running YouTube videos, they don't even explain them the taxation, the language requirement you're going to have to learn to get that passport. Just forget those, okay? All right, now let's look here at the new batch that I've come out with, starting with position number 8. This is the 8th best passport in the world. 2 countries actually tied to that. That's Estonia and Latvia. In 187 countries and 186 countries, visa-free or visa-free on arrival, countries and territories you can travel to. Forget both of them, okay? The taxes in Estonia is fairly good, but they tax you on your worldwide income. So most of these countries in Europe, if you live there long enough, usually 183 days a year, they're going to tax you on your worldwide income, most of them, okay? Number 9 is Slovakia and Slovenia. Both of these, they have fairly good taxes as far as on worldwide income, but you're not going to get your taxes to 0. And that's why I'm telling you, just cross these off your list. Now, Slovakia and Slovenia is number 9. Number 10 is Iceland. Just forget Iceland. Ridiculous tax laws. The next one is number 11 is Croatia and United Arab Emirates. All right, now the UAE, I saw somebody put the UAE, they had their own passport program. They put it number one. That's just a joke. You're not going to get the passport, man. It's virtually impossible to get it, and you're going to have to wait, in most cases, 30 years to get the passport, unless the crown prince or somebody in the upper cabinet appoints you, and they call you, you don't call them. So it's just not going to happen. Just forget it. And you're going to have to learn fluent Arabic to pass that Arabic test to get the passport. And they don't have a pure tax saving status now. There is a 9% corporate tax rate. So there are better options than this. Don't just forget it. Cross all three of these off. Croatia, taxes worldwide income if you live there, okay? All right, let's look at the next batch. Now, we're getting into some pretty good ones now on this next one. Number 12 has got 3 countries. It's got Cyprus, Liechtenstein, and Malaysia. Now, Cyprus allows dual citizenship. It's got a non-dom program. Their regular tax system is not great, but if you're going there's a non-dom, they'll tax you on remitted money into the country. The passport's very predictable. I like this passport. English speaking, you don't have a language requirement problem doing it. So this is really the first one today that I brought up that I really like, okay? Liechtenstein, it's almost impossible to get the passport. They don't allow dual citizenship, neither does Malaysia. Malaysia is going to be very difficult to get the passport. Liechtenstein, almost impossible to get the passport. Just mark those 2 off. If you're looking for a good visa-free travel where you can get the passport that has a territorial tax system or non-dom program, there's only one here, and that's Cyprus. Malaysia does fit some of these caveats, but not all of them, okay? So if you're wanting the passport, just lay off Malaysia and Liechtenstein and look at Cyprus, okay, at number 12. All right, let's look at 13. With 13, you're looking at, there's basically 2 countries that are tied, and that's Bulgaria and Romania. Both of them have pretty good tax laws. They do tax worldwide income. Remember, they're in Europe, and most of these countries in Europe are going to tax worldwide income. You got 179 countries, visa-free or visa-free and arrival countries and territories that you can travel to with both of these travel documents. But again, the problem is they don't come under the category, like I said, as a non-dom program, a territorial tax system, or a pure tax haven status. That's why I would leave them off totally. Bulgaria does have a golden visa now, but they do have a language requirement to get the passport. You'd have to invest over 500,000 euros to get that program. They still do have it, but the problem with Bulgaria, again, is you're going to have to learn that language now. Okay, they didn't used to have that, but they do now. So that's an issue. Okay, Monaco's another one. Monaco, you're going to have to, it's a very good passport with 178 visa-free or visa-free on arrival countries and territories that you can travel to. They don't allow dual citizenship. They don't have an income tax, but they do have an inheritance tax, okay? Depending on who you're going to leave your money to, the percentage is based on who you're going to leave your funds to. And again, that's position number 14 in 178 countries. My whole thing is there's a lot better options than this country. Again, I would lay off any country that does not allow dual citizenship, and Monaco does not allow dual citizenship. So I would just cross this one off. And very expensive place to live too. 15 is Chile. I've told you before, just cross it off. Bad tax laws. You get the passport in a few years, but like I said, you're going to pay high taxes to get it, and you're going to have to learn that Chilean Spanish language to get that test passed. To get the passport, so just cross it off. Unless you don't want to, you don't mind paying high taxes up to the time you get the passport and you already speak the language, or you don't mind learning the language, then if you want to go through with it, fine. I wouldn't pick it myself, but that's up to you. Argentina is number 16 with 174 countries, visa-free or visa-free on arrival. I've told you before, lay off Argentina. They tax heavily on your worldwide income. You can get the passport. You can apply for it after 2 years, but you're going to be taxed heavily up to that point. You're also going to have to learn a Spanish test, the Spanish test for that. or you're not gonna get the passport. Number 17 is Brazil. I've told people before, cross off Brazil. You're gonna have to learn Portuguese to get that passport, and you're going to be heavily taxed on your worldwide income up until the point you get the passport. If you want to leave at that point, and then take the passport and then not have to pay taxes anymore, that's up to you. I would always cross it off. It wouldn't be on my list, okay? San Marino's another one. San Marino's they used to have fairly good tax laws. Their tax laws are not all that great now. They do. You will have to, they don't allow dual citizenship. And it will take you 30 years of residency to get the passport. So I would just forget it. It's as long as Dubai is to get the passport. And you're going to have a language requirement on this. So, to me, I would just lay off on it. I would always tell people, pick these places that don't have language requirements, or you already know the language. You're not taxed up into getting the passport. That's why I like the citizenship by investment. You do have to pay a little bit to the government, but that's it, one time. And, you got visa-free travel to a lot of countries. They allow dual citizenship. Andorra is next with 171 countries, visa-free or visa-free on arrival. Countries and territories is tied with Hong Kong. The problem with both of these countries, neither one of them allows dual citizenship. Andorra is going to take you forever to get the passport. And Hong Kong does have a territorial tax system in some instances, okay? But again, you're going to have to relinquish all your other passports for both of these countries. In my opinion, I'd lay off on both of them, okay? They're a lot better choices. Again, stick with countries that have where you can get your taxes to zero, allow dual citizenship, don't have language tests. This is what you're looking for. You're not going to get that in those. It's just not going to happen. All right, Brunei is number 20 with 168 countries, visa-free or visa-free on arrival countries and territories. Very difficult, if not impossible, to get the passport. If you can get it, it's going to take you many, many, many years of residing there, and you're going to have to relinquish your other passports. They don't allow dual citizenship. Israel will allow dual citizenship at number 21. You can go to 166 countries, visa-free or visa-free on arrival countries and territories you can travel to. It has really bad tax laws. My whole thing is I would just leave it off your list. Okay, I'm getting some other better ones, so these you can just cross them off. All right, the next one I like a lot. Okay, this is Barbados at number 22. In the Caribbean, great weather, incredible beaches. 165 countries, visa-free or visa-free on arrival countries and territories that you can travel to. Used to be St. Kitts and Barbados had exactly the same number of visa-free countries you could go to. Barbados has jumped ahead just a little bit now. Again, in 165 countries you can go to. They've got a non-dom program, so you can gauge your taxes based on what you bring into the country. And they've got real good tax exchange agreements with Canada. So that's another thing that's nice. So this is one I would look at. Okay, the other ones I've told you about, other than Cyprus, I would pretty much forget. I like this one though, and Cyprus, Malta, and Ireland. Okay, so I've been through a lot of countries, man. I've selected only about 4 out of that top bracket here, in the top 23 positions. 22 positions. Number 23 is Mexico. Just forget Mexico. You're going to have to learn the language, pass the language test. It does allow dual citizenship, but you're going to not only have to get the test done, you're going to have to pay taxes up until the time you get the passport, at least, and you can take off and leave. But why do that? Because there are other places you can get great passports and not have to do this. Why go to all that trouble and then the taxation? Leave it off your list. That's what I would do. Unless you can speak the language and you don't mind socialism up to the time you're getting the passport. I mean, that's the way you're going to have to look at it. Bahamas is number 24 with 158 countries, visa-free or visa-free on arrival countries that you could travel to. Now, Bahamas. Let me just tell you some things I like about it. It doesn't have an income tax. It's got great weather. It's close to the U.S. if you're from the U.S. or Canada. I mean, it's a hop, skip, and a jump. You're right off the coastline from this, probably the closest country you can get to from Miami. The problem with Bahamas is you're going to have to give up your other passports to get it. And it will take you at least, they say, 10 years of residency to get the passport. I'm going to tell you, nothing happens quick there. You're looking at 12 to 15 years if you can get it in that time period to get the passport. They considered coming out with a citizenship by investment. The oppositions opposed it. And the reason is, if you're going to come out with a citizenship by investment, you can't have really, if someone's paying for the passport, you can't make them give up their other passport. You could, but most people would not do that, okay? So the opposition opposed it, and they agreed not to come out with a citizenship by investment program. That could change. They might change it in another 6 months from now. But for right now, they don't have a fast track program. And again, they don't allow dual citizenship. But man, they do have a good, they have no income tax on individuals or corporations, which makes it really nice. And I don't see Bahamas changing that. Next country, and again, that's number 24 with 158 countries. Next country, now this is the first of the fast track programs. When I say fast track, I'm talking about you can get the passport really quick, 4 to 8 months, is St. Kitts and Nevis, okay? Now, this country has it all. It's got the visa-free travel that you want in 156 countries, visa-free or visa-free arrival countries and territories that you can go to. You got visa-free the Schengen countries, allows dual citizenship, no language requirement. Every box I've mentioned is checked, okay? No income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax. You can get the passport as quick as 4 to 8 months. It's got one of the lowest, in fact, it does have the lowest government fee to get citizenship for one person of any country in the world, okay? At only around 25,000 US dollars, okay? That's if you go with the real estate option in getting citizenship, okay? And that's the option I would go with if you do that. It's tied with St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Vatican City. Now, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, when I say it's tied, they've got it tied, but there's actually one country difference. That this was a topographical area they had here. St. Kitts and Nevis has got 156 countries. St. Vincent and Grenadines and Vatican City tied at number 26 with 157 countries. St. Vincent and the Grenadines actually considered coming out recently with a citizenship by investment program. The opposition has talked about they want it. There's a big fight over it. I think they're going to come out with it sometime in the near future. But right now, they got a residency by investment program that you can apply for citizenship after 9 years. Great program, allows dual citizenship. Great tax laws. They don't have a pure tax haven status, but they do have. If you keep your money outside the country, you can control your taxes that way. But they don't have a pure tax haven status like St. Kitts does. Vatican City, almost impossible to get the passport. They're tied with St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You literally have to go and be invited to work there, and you will have citizenship after a while, but it's only for the time period that you're there. So just pretty much take Vatican City off your radar there. Those are the ones I'll go through another video on the next tier of countries that you can look at, but these are the ones that you really should be looking at. And I like St. Kitts and Nevis. I like Barbados, and I like Cyprus of the batch that I went over today. These are the countries you should be concentrating on, not the other ones I've mentioned, okay? Because of negatives. Either you got a language test and or you got a problem with taxation. You're going to have to give up your other passports. The ones I've given you are the best ones you want to look at, and they're the ones that I would be picking from. If you want to know more on this and you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And number 2 is I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.